Hey guys, Weldon Customs here, and today we are taking a look at the Transformers Power of the Primes. This is the leader class Optimus. Man, I have been waiting for a long time for this figure. Happy to finally get it. Here's the front. Here's the side. We have Optimus Primal right here. Here's the back. You guys know what's going on here. Let's open him up. Alright guys, so here he is out of the box. I love this guy. This figure is awesome. So it's going to be a lengthy review. I'm going to go over a lot of things, a lot of size comparisons, but yeah, it'll be fun. So first off, with this box set, you do get a card right here for Optimus. Right there, Power of the Primes. Here's the back, Optimo Vector, whatever. Yeah, so you have that. You do get instructions, one in Chinese and one in English and Spanish, I think, or whatever. So you have that. And that's about it. So this figure is pretty cool, I have to admit. You know, I had all the original Beast Wars figures when I was little. I had the original Optimus. It was pretty good for its time, definitely was. I actually think it's pretty good even right now. Only bad problem about it was the cannons, that they're always permanently out, which I didn't like a lot, but whatever. That was the 90s. This is pretty good too. You know, this is actually the first time I ever bought a Powers of the Prime leader class figure. I didn't get Rodimus Prime, I didn't get Optimus Prime, because they looked a little wonky to me. I didn't want to spend the money. And honestly, I didn't think it was worth it for the sacrifice of just having Hot Rod or Ryan Pax also. It just didn't look right. And they also lacked a lot of articulation too. This one, on the other hand, has really good articulation, which I'm really happy about. But yeah, looking at the figure itself really closely, at some detail, he just looks fantastic. And even the backpack, we'll get into that later, but it's not bad, honestly. It's really doable. And when you look at the figure up close and personal, like just the front view of him, and he looks fantastic. I love the fact that there's no cannons in the front. This is awesome. You know, you could actually have it so you can put the cannons there. It just comes down though, but we'll get into that later. I'm just really impressed by this. Alright, first off, I want to take a look at some small details here and there that you might not notice, or some things that you should take a quick look at. So first off, I want to take a look at the head sculpt. The head sculpt isn't that bad. I think it could be a little bit better. It looks a little bit too boxy looking for me, but it definitely gets a point across. From far away, you won't notice a difference. I mean, up close, it still doesn't look that bad, but it looks more like Optimus Prime than Optimus Primal. You know what I mean? If you get that. But overall, it looks pretty good. I would wish this part was a little bit smaller, and the blue parts of his face, his mouth, was a little bit more round, I guess. I think that's my biggest gripe right there. But I think it looks too tall, maybe. I don't know. But overall, it looks pretty good. You do have a lot of stickers everywhere, though. So you have some stickers over here. You have a Maximo sticker over there. In the back over here, you have some more Maximo stickers as well. On the side over here, you have some stickers. So be careful of that. You don't want them to fall off. And you do also have some stickers at the knees right there. Now, just looking at the figure from far away, this looks fantastic. I still can't believe how nice it actually looks, honestly. I'm going to say it again, coming off the Rodimus and the Optimus Prime, I had no faith in these kind of, you know, dual-purpose leader class combiner kind of things, but this is just awesome. I'm so happy about it. And the size, I actually like the size. It's not too big. I'll do a comparison later with the third-party Optimus, which is really big, but he's awesome also. But I kind of do like my figures a little bit smaller. So yeah, let's get into the transformations. Let's get into Beast Mode right now. Alright, so let's get to Beast Mode right now, his gorilla form. Don't get me wrong, this is a great figure, but there are some minor things here and there that I wouldn't call gripes, but I'll get more into that toward the end of the video when I do quality control and everything else. But let's get into his gorilla mode right now. So first off, what you want to do is put that around his head and bring that down. The backpack is pegged in over here in the back, but you just pretty much take it out like that. It's pretty simple. Bring this up as well, and then you're going to bring the whole part up like so. It's pegged in. To the side for now. I know if you guys had the original Optimus, this is actually pretty, I'm not saying similar, but you get, when you start doing it, it actually feels like it was yesterday. Like you're back in the 1990s. Like, oh yeah, this is kind of similar. A lot easier compared to the third-party Optimus, but yeah. So next up, you want to do, what I want to do is flip that around. You bring down that, you bring down that. Clicks in, really nice. You actually have to slide the head inside here because it won't cover when you bring it out, because his chin actually is pretty deep right there. So now you have that right there. Now you can bring these across, flap that back, bring up the hands. Like the hands are exactly the same as they were in the 1990s one, so I like that a lot.
really does feel like the original one. I wish I still had that one, but I don't. It's been a while. I might buy it out of nostalgia though, who knows. So you have that so far, which is not bad looking. But you want to bring down his legs, so you can bring down his legs if you want to. Well, you should actually. So what you're going to do back here first is flip these out, and then you kind of just click it down all the way like that. Same thing over here, flip it out, click it down like that. And now you have his stumpy legs, just like that, for Optimus. I'm going to call him Optimus, because I can't keep saying Optimus, so. Or I'll say Primal, whatever you want. Yeah. Now you have that. Now, this is pretty decent. You can leave him like that for now. Oh, he looks pretty good. And we'll go to this. So you just want to basically, it was kind of all, you know, unfolded, right? So basically what you're going to do is straighten this part up right here. Clicks in, like that. And then this part, you're actually wanting to go to the back. And these little slots right here, right? You have to slide, I'm sorry. They slide in like that. In the back. Go like that. And then you unhinge this part to make it droop down. So now, this part actually, I'm going to go by direction to show you what you should do. But I'm going to show you what I like actually. So basically, so this part, you have to bring his leg all the way forward to clear it back over here. So these pegs go back here, and you peg everything in, you bring everything down, and you peg everything in like that, and that's how he's supposed to be. Flying everything out, so it's nice and straight. But it kind of hinders his articulation, it hinders his stance too, which I don't like a lot. It kind of makes him look really erect too. Now you see him on the side here. This looks, I don't know, looks weird. You can take the guns on the side right here, which are basically his only accessories. And you can stick them up there, like that. And that's how he looks like.
Now what I like to do actually is I don't like that thing clipped in. I don't like it clipped in at all, so I just unclip it, just like that. A little dangle, it's fine. I mean, you're not really playing with it, you're just letting him stand. But just by doing that, you allow so much more room for him to stand. He can move back a little bit more, move his legs back a little bit more. Just a little bit, this part goes a long way. And like I said, it'll dangle, but it's not going anywhere, so you don't have to worry about that, you know. It's not a big deal at all. It really isn't. And then, you know, despite that, he could bring his legs up, he can bring his legs back a little bit, even forward. He has great hinges over there. I'll get into articulation later, but you can obviously see his articulation from all of the transformations. By just doing that, he stands a lot better in my opinion, really. He can lean his legs back, he'll tilt over from his hinges over here at his feet, and he looks a lot better and more comfortable looking, honestly. It's easier to pose him, and I don't think you need to really peg in the backpack to his back. Alright, so first size comparison right here, we have the new Optimus from Power of the Primes, and this is the Perfect Effect Optimus, the third-party one, which is a pretty big one. I do love this one. He looks fantastic. Just a little bit too big for me, in my opinion, but I'm not complaining, really. I actually already pre-ordered the Perfect Effect Megatron. It would actually have this one and that Megatron standing side by side in my collection. This will probably be someplace else, more prominent, probably my office. But anyway, yeah, here they are side by side. You could definitely see the size difference. I mean, look at the arms right here. The head is a lot different. This one opens up. Just his stance. He's leaning over also with his hands on the ground like a gorilla. I don't think this one can really do it. I don't think his head can even go that far back if you really wanted to. You probably could get him going down, but he won't be able to have the same neck articulation as this one to look up like that. So there, just like that. Not bad. You can see the difference in. Talk about backpack sizes. I mean, this one, you know, this might look like first generation Optimus Primal with all that, but this is a huge backpack too. Remember, these cannons go forward like that and actually extend too. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, so here they are side by side in their Gorilla Beast modes right here. You could also take a look at the difference in color as well. This is actually more to the same of the original toy from back in the day, I feel like. I could be wrong though. I don't remember it being as like bright orange. This is a little bit more dark orange. Whatever, which one's more accurate to the TV show, I actually think this one is, right here. But yeah, that's just how it looks like. The purple is a little bit off as well. I think this purple and blue is more, this purple it is more to the original TV show, but I think this blue is more to the TV show. Yeah, whatever. Mix and match. But there you go. Alright, so another size comparison right here. We have the Masterpiece Optimus Primal right here, and we have the Robot Masters Beast Convoy right here, which I love a lot. You guys recognize him. He is the poster boy for my videos at the beginning since day one. So yeah, this is awesome. Like I said, I'm a big fan for smaller size Transformers. That's just me. So yeah, he's always been there by my side. I regretfully cannot find my Transmetals 2 Optimus Primal, so I had the pieces, I just can't find the figure. I don't know where, I have like his mace and everything, but I just don't know where the figure is, so I can't find him. I might just buy a new one. I don't know what happened to him, to be honest. But I would love to have this one, the Transmetal 2, and this one standing next to each other side by side, because I think the heights are actually really comparable, how they, from the progression from the first, second, and third look of Optimus Primal in Beast Wars. Alright, so now going to his next mode, which is his hoverboard mode, if you want to call it that, which has never happened for this figure, but kind of like an homage to the Transmetal version of Optimus Primal, so it's pretty cool, I guess. You take this off, you leave him the way he is right there, you take these off, and basically these two hinges right here, this part and this part, you have to be really comfortable with, because there's so many different ways to put it that you're going to need it with this figure. So, you just have to get used to finagling it around once in a while. But yeah, so this is his hoverboard basically right here. Pretty cool, right? And you do have pegs here and pegs over there, which you would use to use that right there to get him on it. And I'm not really a big fan of it, but it is what it is. So you kind of have to kind of angle it in there the best you can. Hold on. The back one, the front one is pretty easy, but the back one's whatever. Yeah, I'm just gonna do whatever right now because it's really a nonsense form, to be honest. But yeah, there you go. Cool. He is now gliding around like that. Man, I really wish I had my Transmetal Optimus Primal. But yeah, here he is. Alright, now from here, straight on, let's get to the jet mode. Let's get to the jet mode. So let's take this off like that. Now this figure does not actually have the fourth mode, which is when it turns into a car, well, a car basically. But you can actually go onto like tfsource.com right now and buy the extra accessories, which comes with the wheels, new wings, 2 guns and stuff like that. I think swords also, so you can actually figure a way to put it on him to make that fourth mode. But I'll get more into that later why I'm passing on it. But yeah, so let's get into his jet mode. So it's pretty simple.
You want to fold this down, bring this back, fold this back right there, like so. Then you want to bring the arms up, you can fold them out like that. And this is really easy and simple, it's pretty straightforward, just like how it was with the original toy back in the late 90s. Like that. And the feet actually don't really have clips or anything, you just leave it the way it is. The instructions tell you to leave it flat like that, the feet, which I'm not a big fan of. I'll tell you why, but we'll do it for now. So a lot of things the instructions tell you to do, I don't like. We'll get into that later. So this part, you want to, like that. And then it clips on to the back part right there. Like that. And then you take the cannons right here, and you fit them right here to that little slot. Peg right there.
And it's not bad. It's pretty good actually. This is a pretty good representation of how he would look like in his jet mode. It's not bad. Pretty decent. The reason why I was talking about before his feet, because when he was flying, the jets would come out of his feet like that. So it had to be kind of straight. That's why my only gripe is that I don't like how it's like that. It should be like that, but that's me nitpicking. But pretty much that's how he is. Jet mode. Pretty decent. Not bad at all. Yeah, there you go. Something does look kind of off to me. I feel like this gap right here that kind of bothers me a little bit. That might be the camera angle that makes it look worse, I think. Alright, so as I was editing the video, I realized that this part was down, and you actually should be able to flip this part up to increase the gap in the front of the cockpit. So when you finally stick this part on, it doesn't look as bad as before. So there's no gappage over here. Alright, now from this, let's go back to robot mode. So you take this part off.
Put it to the side, bring him up like that, straighten out his legs. You bring this down, you click this up, and click it in. Nice good sounds. legs actually feel pretty sturdy. Even though it's a pretty hollow figure overall, it does feel pretty sturdy, which is nice. You rotate this, and this is nice. I didn't even mention this in articulation, but he does have a waist swivel, which is nice. And you slide this up, slide that up, bring down arms, straighten everything out. So this transformation is very simple. I like it a lot. It's pretty straightforward too. Nothing too crazy, nothing too much that you have to figure out, like, not like a puzzle or anything. It's pretty straightforward, which I like a lot. And you know, that's what Transformers should be. It should be easy and fun. You shouldn't have to, like, always need to take out the instruction manual to do it. I have a lot of, like, the perfect effect, I feel like, is like that. I don't know. I think I've had it for a while, over a year, obviously, but I think I only transformed, like, 3 times ever since I had it. This is too much. And then we bring this down. Oh, so you want to angle this up. Like that. So you can actually angle this down to here. That's where you would put the cannons, like so, like that, which I like a lot. That's pretty cool. That's like in the show, too. So when you use the cannons, this part will come down to bring these out, which is nice. Flip his leg, his head up, flip him around, and there he is. Optimus Primal, or Optimus. The back piece right here clips in, like that. That's pretty good.
Alright, now we're back in robot mode. Just fix them up a little bit. So let's take these cannons out, which are pretty cool. We'll get more into that later. And then you could leave like that if you want to. His chest. It's really up to you, or you could bring it up like this. Hold on. Like I said, you have to get used to finagling these hinges like that. And either way, it's fine. I don't think you should have a big problem right there. Going back here. So what the instructions say also is that, you know, you want to close these up, which is fine. And it's a little hollow back here, so I understand you want to cover it up. But, you know, back in the cartoon, he did have wings like that come out. But whatever, it's fine. Whatever you want to do. And I understand if you want to cover the holes up. So these guns are pretty cool. Alright, so taking a look at the cannons right here, they're pretty cool. They do serve multiple purposes. Obviously, they're the cannons for the front right there, and there's jet mode and stuff like that. But you can actually combine them if you want to make a really long gun, which is okay, I guess. Not bad. I mean, it's the same exact thing back to back. Or you could have them as 2 independent guns like that. So he does hold them, not in his hand per se like that. He does actually have a peg hole in his thumb, which is kind of weird, I have to admit. If you could angle it in a certain way, it could kind of look believable. But yeah, it's just kind of weird. But if you extend it, it might look a little bit more believable, like that. But he never had guns like a handgun in the show, so I like to leave mine the way it should be from the show. However, the original figure did come with a gun, just like the Perfect Effect one did as well. And if you get that accessories pack for this, you will get, I think, 2 guns of the same one. But like I said, I'm fine with him no guns. He never had it. And I will leave him the way stock, just like the TV show. Now going to articulation, he does have a swivel head. It's not on a ball joint, which kind of sucks. So one goes left and right there, but that's pretty standard for old school Transformers anyway. These shoulders are nice hinges that rotate, so go all the way around, which is great. You probably saw all of this in the ways I was transforming him anyway. But they go out. They go out 2 ways. So they go out over here and they go out at the shoulders, which is really pretty much like the original one as well. No bicep swivel right there, but at his elbow it does go up, which is pretty good. 90 degrees, a little past it actually, it's pretty nice. And it rotates left and right for the bicep right there, which is nice. And for his wrist right here, he does have a wrist joint right there, which is pretty nice. His fingers move over here, all 4, like that, and his thumb moves back and forth just like the original one. So it's pretty good. He doesn't have an ab joint, of course, but he does have a swivel at the waist, which is fantastic. And I know that the Optimus Prime from the Powers of the Prime Leader Class 1 did not have one. At the hips right here, he has T-jointed hips, basically. They go up pretty decent right there. No complaints. They go back all the way. They go out all the way like that, so it's pretty good. He has a thigh swivel. Looks like 1 point at the knee pretty much, right there. And at the ankle, he actually has a hinge, which is nice, and he also has a pivot. A little bit of a pivot, so it's pretty good for getting into some certain poses, so you shouldn't have any problems right there. Alright, so let's talk about some things right here, what you could do to the figure. So basically, for the wings right here, you could rotate them all the way around any way you want. That's pretty much how it should be from the TV show. They point down downwards, but honestly, you could do any way you want to make a difference. What I do like also is over here, his forearm guards. They do come off, which is nice. So you do have that, and you actually could stick them up here, which is fantastic. They don't come apart like 3 pieces, like some other ones do, but they do go on pretty nicely. And I do like the look. I am a big fan of this look, actually. Some people don't like it, some people do. It really comes down to your preference. I think it makes them look a little bit more statured, I guess. But yeah, there it is. Looking at his forearms without the forearm guards, you do see some stickers right here. Up close, let's zoom into that. So a lot of stickers on this figure. You do have a lot of those on this side. None on the inside though. Now looking at his chest, of course, the cockpit right here from his jet mode. You could open it up, of course. Oops, and his matrix falls out right there. But here is his matrix right there. Let's zoom in on that. Looks pretty good, not bad at all. I think you could pop this out actually. Yeah. So some of these Power of the Primes have these kind of things where you could, I think you could actually like replace them with other ones if you really want to, but you do have the nice matrix right there. You can't hold it, I don't think, which kind of sucks, but there it is. Let me stick it right back in there. Like that. Close that up. Alright, size comparison time. So here we have the Power of the Primes Optimal Optimus versus the Perfect Effect Optimal Optimus right here. And clearly, obviously, this is the more superior one. I'm not going to deny that. It's huge. It has all the proportions really nice. It has all the right colors. It has all the right, sizes, everything. It has the cannons that come out. You're not doing anything special with it. There's no gimmick to it. It's just perfect as it is. Perfect effect. But yeah, it's big though. I have to admit, it's big. The transformation is a little bit more complicated. Not that bad though, but it definitely does make it a little more complicated. The articulation on this is a little bit better. It has a nice ball joint as well on the head, if you want to call it that. So it has a lot more movement. But other than that, articulation is pretty similar. I'm not going to say it's light years better than this one, but overall, this one could pretty much do what this one could do as well. Just that, yeah, this is a pretty expensive $180 one. This is a $50 one. But for $50, this is fantastic though. Don't get me wrong, I think it is really good. Alright, so let's take a look at some of these things which, compared to this one, I could point out more. For one thing, let's do a side-by-side look at them right here. So it really comes down to your preference. When you look at the wings, these wings are huge. I think these wings are too big, to be honest. They're just really getting away sometimes. These are too small, but I don't mind them though because it's a smaller figure. It makes everything a little more compact together. You don't have these, like, this is annoying to have these wings when you're holding it or you're trying to pose it. Even in gorilla mode, it's just annoying as well. So I would rather have them smaller. This is a little bit too small, but like I said before, I'd rather have it smaller anyway. That way you can maneuver the limbs around a lot better. You look in the side right here, he has wheels on this one because he has the 4th vehicle mode. This one does not have the wheels on the side right here. Like I said before, you could get the accessories from third parties to actually put it on. I'm not going to get that. I never was a fan of it anyway, the vehicle mode anyway, so it is what it is. Let's take a look at the back right here. Look at their backpacks, I'm going to say that actually. So taking a look at the backpacks right here, as you can see, this is a lot better because these incorporate the cannons, so these actually go forward, which is really nice right there. Even if you look at the backpack itself, it looks like a jetpack as well. This actually hides the gorilla head and the wheel in this backpack, so it's pretty multi-purposed. Obviously, this looks like Optimus Primal hanging out on his back. I don't really care for the Optimus Primal figure. I haven't taken him out yet. I'll do it later, but if I really don't care about it, I might be inclined to kind of like chopping this part off, these white feet, and just painting the whole thing black. I might actually just do that because I really don't care for the Optimus Primal. If I want a small Optimus Primal, this is the only one I want, right here. And I do a comparison with them right after this. But you do have that right there. So yeah, both have backpacks. This is just whatever it is. Like I said, it's like you have Yoda on his back, just hanging out as a backpack. This one also comes with a gun, right here that could store it right there. He has no gun. Like I said before, if you buy the accessory pack, the third-party one, you do get 2 guns, I believe. So if you want that, you can have that as well. Alright, so right now here they both have their cannons out right here. Like I said before, you had to take them off and attach them on, pull this part down. This one, you pretty much just bring this over, pull it out, and you have the cannons right there. This one actually is a little bit more accurate looking compared to this one. Just a little bit. This is easier to do though, I guess you could say. You can just swing it back up like that. So it comes down to preference, which one you really care about. I mean, don't get me wrong, this is a good figure. This is a good figure as well. This might look better, this one obviously, but I had to admit, I do kind of prefer this one a little bit more because this one, the Perfect Effect one, even though it is great, I'm not gonna say it's friendly. It's a little bit, I'm not gonna say it's fragile also, but it's definitely a little bit top heavy. You do feel the joints. It's a little bit wobbly sometimes. Not wobbly, but it has a lot of weight to it. So you have to be careful sometimes. I never feel like I'm gonna break it, but it's just like you really have to work all the pieces around to get it, you know. It doesn't feel as friendly with just grabbing this thing and just, you know, moving some pieces around and you're done. I feel more comfortable with this one, to be honest, if that's what I'm trying to say right there. But I'm not saying it's a better figure. I'm just saying that I actually enjoy this one a little bit better because of the price point. You know, I don't have to worry that much about it. It actually feels a little more sturdier, which is kind of weird to say. This is heavy, I'm not gonna lie. It's heavy. It has some really hollow or small joints holding a lot of things together. The legs are big, the upper body's really heavy. The waist joint over here inside here it's good, but it's not the greatest. Like, you have to be a little bit extra careful with it. Like I said, you're not gonna break it, but you just, like, you can see the V in him. You can see the V, all this weight, the big arms, the big backpack, the head, everything is all hinged on this little thing in the middle. So you do feel that heaviness is all on top, held in by the middle right there. And he does have a waist joint too. It likes to swing a little bit. It didn't swing that much back when I first got it, but ever since, you know, I'm moving it around, posing him, or I'm putting him someplace, he does start moving around a little bit more. So that's something to look out for right there. And just like this figure, you could take the forearm guards off actually if you really want to. They don't actually peg in the same way though. It's actually kind of funny. You know how like they go on the side? These actually go in the front like that. So can't see what I'm doing. Hold on. There we go. They go on like that. A little bit different, obviously. They get the point across, obviously, but it's a little bit different. I mean, this whole figure itself, obviously, it is Optimus, but there are some key differences. Like even the jet mode. The jet mode is a little bit different as well. I'm not even gonna get into that, but yeah, I like that look. Very nice. Huge. This guy is just huge. Like I said before, superior, but he still is good. I actually do prefer him more because I'm not gonna say he's fragile. It's just like a lot of moving things. You know, you have to feel him in person. It's just like you can feel the heaviness on top. A lot of things like to move now. It's been a year. I don't know. I hope the Megatron isn't like that, which I'm pretty sure it will be. Not horrible. I'm not gonna lie, it's not horrible. It's just, you gotta be careful with it sometimes. Alright, so another size and fun size comparison right here is Tigerhawk. Yeah, you guys remember him, right? I had him for a long time actually. But this is a nice size comparison. I like how these look side by side. Tigerhawk and Optimus were fun to see side by side in the show, even though it wasn't that long. It was only like 2-3 episodes, honestly. Tigerhawk didn't have a lot of time, but he made a big impact. You know, them two made a good team side by side in the air. I remember when Tigerhawk first came onto the show, and you know he was possessed by the Volk. They met each other side by side, standing like this. You know, Optimus was like, "I am Optimus," you know, introducing himself when he took down the Predacons and stuff. But yeah, I like the size right there. If you guys remember, there was a Megatron the Dragon one, Transmetal 2, about the same height in robot mode, I think, if I remember correctly. So you can kind of imagine how that original Megatron will look with this guy. Not bad. His dragon mode was actually really tall though. However, I really can't wait for the perfect effect Megatron. It's going to be awesome. Side by side of these guys would be really good. Alright, so let's finally take a look at the Optimus Primal. So let's take a look. You could just unhook everything, unclip it all. I'll put it to the side right there. Take out the cannons, of course. Right there. Rotate the head. Bring him down like that. Straighten this up. Like so. Just like that. You leave it like that. Flip him around. There you have it. I love that chest piece though. It looks pretty good. So you bring the legs down. Very simple stuff. Twist out. Twist out. Bring this up. Bring this up. One of these most simplest transformations ever. And you could just peg this in the back right there. And there you have Optimus Primal. Alright, so here's Optimus Primal all transformed. He looks pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. The head sculpt, it actually is fantastic looking. I have to admit that. I do wish this was like the head sculpt on the Optimus one. Just change the color scheme a little bit. But, pretty good. Very nice likeness to Optimus Primal. He does have his nice signature winged-like chest right there, going up. Looks pretty decent. And if you didn't have the backpack, it would look pretty nice actually. You could even chalk this up as like the protoform body that he had before when he had to get a beast mode kind of like deal. He kind of did look the same, I guess. I don't know. But he add the gorilla to it. He does have the ugly backpack though. A shame. If you want to, of course, you could take the guns and have him hold it. So it's pretty cool. He doesn't have the forearm cannons on that one. Putting him to the side, let's take a look at the Robot Masters one. Yeah. This one of my favorites. Transformed literally just like how he should on the TV show. A little dusty, I'm not gonna lie. Lost his whiteness as well. He used to be pretty white. Coming off yellow now. But yeah, a little bit smaller. But this one actually kind of really scaled well with the deluxe class Beast Wars figures back in the day when they had, you know, Rhinox and Cheetor. You know, they actually were around the same size, give or take. So I didn't mind this figure at all. It looked pretty good. Get out of the way. Okay. But yeah, here they are side by side. This is actually a really great figure because on these, just pops up. Got two cannons right there. It's actually a really great figure. I actually never did a review on this one. And it's funny because it's the cover photo for all my videos. Very nice. Alright, so my closing thoughts on this figure is that I love this Transformer a lot. He is fantastic. Like I said before, this is the first time I had a Power of the Prime's Leader Class figure. I passed on Rodimus, I passed on Optimus Prime. This one is a home run in my opinion. I'm not too sold on the whole, you know, Optimus Primal first stage to this. You know, honestly, looking at the backpack, I stare at it. I hate these feet. I hate the feet on the side. I hate that a lot. Honestly, if I could, I might actually, honestly, since I don't care that much about it, I might just like, oh man, I might just unhinge these parts. I mean, take off right here. Just take these parts off here. Leave the ball joint so this closes in, right? And yeah, painted the whole thing black. So at least, I mean, yeah, whatever, there might be a hand there or whatever, but you have some kind of a design. But you don't have these stupid white feet that stick out like there. So that's probably the only thing I would do. Like I said before, I probably will not get the accessories pack that are coming out soon for this because A, I don't care about the guns. B, I know it comes with the wheels that go to the side. Also, the big wheel to make his vehicle mode, but man, it looks kind of ugly, I have to admit. When you have to find a place to put that everywhere, if you want to store it on him still, it's just over the place. I mean, you go find out, take a look at it yourself, but other than that, man, I like this thing. This is really nice. A good homage to Optimus Primal. Great figure, very easy to use and very simple, the transformations, very straightforward as well. You really don't even need to look at the instructions, to be honest. I like this a lot. Like I said before, I had it with the Perfect Effect. I do prefer this one. It's simpler. It's more simple to use. You can handle this a lot better. It's pretty light as well. You don't feel like it's top heavy anywhere. It's gonna wobble and like that. It's just really sturdy and nice. And yeah, it's great. And for 50 bucks compared to 180, you know, you might as well get this one. Has the cannons as well. You can move some parts around too. It's just really nice. I can't wait to get the Perfect Effect Megatron to stand him right, because he's gonna tower over him. And I think it's pretty similar how it was. I like that look a lot better. So yeah, that's about it, guys. It's been a long review. I know it has been, but I just really want to, you know, tackle all the stuff because this is a great figure, and I hope it was helpful. So that's about it, guys. Thanks for watching. Like always, comment, criticize, subscribe. Do whatever you want to pay attention. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can go to wildlandcustoms.com. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Peace!
That's crispy.